We leave Kansas and head to Pahluska, Oklahoma. We go see the Pioneer Woman, a little bit of some plains, and explore the area. Stay tuned. Okay. It was a pretty easy drive from Hutchinson to Pahluska. The traffic wasn't too bad. We did have to go through a couple big towns, but nothing too bad. So, pretty easy drive. The drive from Kansas was fine. We did run into a little bit of construction. The only concern was when we turned on the road to the Osage State Park, there was a sign that said nothing over like 5 tons or something. And the first one we kind of went, okay, but they had like 3 signs in a row warning that anything over, I don't know, 5 or 10 tons would, was in danger. So we wound up pulling over on the side of the road, and I drove the Jeep up and talked to the ranger and looked at the bridge, and it was an old constructed bridge made out of rock. It was fine, but definitely got our attention since we are in a fairly heavy rig. Pahluska is a pretty little town. There is a grocery store there. Not a big grocery store, but there is a grocery store. And, of course, we had to go to the Pioneer Woman. That's really why we were there, to check out the shops there. So Mom and I spent some time exploring that, looking around in the shops there. We were only in Pahluska for 4 nights. I didn't plan well. I should have stayed longer. So we didn't go out to the Pioneer Woman Ranch or any of that, but the restaurant and all was very good. We got some cake there, and it was definitely fun, definitely worth seeing. One of the days we took a drive out to the Tallgrass Prairie Preserve, and it was a fun drive. We kind of explored around. There's bison out there, and just fun to see the prairie and the tall grass. It's a whole different experience than anything we had seen before. It was a lot of fun, and I got some really close and personal pictures of some bison, which was a lot of fun too. In town, there is a swinging bridge that's old. There's a small parking spot, and we had fun exploring that too. That was it's an old swinging bridge, and that's all it is. But it was fun to get some pictures on of it and to explore a little. We did explore Osage Hills State Park a little since we were camping there. It's a nice campground. The sites were not huge. It was a little snuggle to get in, but we got in, and it's a pretty state park. So we biked around and explored a little bit in that area. There's some old buildings there and some history. You can go down to the water, and it was a fun little exploration and a good place to stay. We found the Ben Johnson Cowboy Museum in Pahluska, not far from the Pioneer Woman, so we thought we would explore it. It turns out to be a pretty cool museum. Pretty fun to see the Old West stuff and the history of Pahluska. We had a great time exploring Pahluska and the surrounding area. There is a couple casinos in this area as well, so Mom got to do a little bit of that, and it was fun to do. I wish I had planned to stay longer on this stop, but next we're heading to Robbers Cave State Park in Wilburton, Oklahoma. So see you then.